Hey guys, Chris here. Today I'm breaking down how I recreated STUTHI by Sushin Shyam. The track is from Bougainvillea, a 2024 Malayalam psychological thriller slasher, directed by Amal Nerat, who also co-wrote the script with Laio Jose. The song is in D minor at 120 BPM. Now, this track doesn't follow a classic verse-chorus structure. Instead, it's driven by the text itself, recurring refrain lines, evolving verses and mantra-like hooks. The flow is less about harmonic repetition and more about storytelling and emotional buildup. So, rather than verse, chorus, verse, think more how motifs return, evolve and push the song forward. Before we dive in, feel free to drop your suggestions for future breakdowns in the comments, especially tracks I might not know yet. Alright, let's jump right in. So let's start with the intro guitars and then talk about why this section is harmonically so distinctive. The sound is a blend of two guitars from Native Instrument, a steel string acoustic guitar, acoustic Sunburst Deluxe Western, and session guitarist picked nylon. The guitar plays a repeating 2-bar chord pattern, forming the meditative core of the track. It's not a full chorus yet, but a thematic leitmotif. Both are routed into a group channel with a low cut around 100 Hz. I'm using Magneto 2 to simulate analog tape saturation and compression, adding density and slightly enhancing the high frequencies. After that, reverb glues both guitars together, followed by Ozone 11. Slight EQ boost at 100 Hz and 3 kHz. An imager spreading the highs. A tube exciter. And a maximizer at the end. You've also noticed that there is a stereo enhancer that does something unusual here. At the start of the song, the width is fairly normal, but in verse 1, the width is reduced to make room for the incoming synth layers. The morph filter is automated as well and slowly opens toward the end of the section. The guitar loops over 4 main chords. It's G minor 6, then D minor with F in the bass, then it's D major 7, but this is also interpretable as B minor 7 at 9, and B flat major 7. So even though the piece is in D minor, it starts with a subdominant G minor and giving that subtle but interesting color. But the real standout is the B minor 7 at 9 chord appearing within D minor. This creates a classic mediant relationship and introduces tones outside the scale, giving the track that slightly floating cinematic feel. What does it mean? If you play the D natural minor scale on the keyboard, the tones are D, E, F, G, A, B flat, C. And the B minor 7 at 9 chord contains B, D, F sharp, A and C sharp. So notice the two tones outside D minor. It's B natural instead of B flat and F sharp instead of F. This is a mediant relationship. The chords are a third apart, but there's no dominant or subdominant function, which gives the progression an open and unresolved feel. In verse 1, the bass mostly grooves underneath the chords, following a simple D minor bass pedal at first. Around bar 8, it begins actively following the harmony, responding to the chord changes. In the end of this section, or verse 1, there's also a brief chromatic motion in the bass for extra tension. For example, G minor 6 with F in the bass, moving to E flat, and resulting to D minor. This lead sound is mainly about filter movement and dynamics reaction to the kick. I used Patchup, a granular and spectral synth, loading a waveform called Emotion. The filter is set to AP plus LP6, combining all-pass and low-pass filtering. I shape the sound by adjusting cutoff, formant, introducing distortion via the purity control. The channel strip includes an EQ with a low cut, duct high shelf, a compressor sidechain to the kick, tube saturation, a filter, and the basic level control at the end. The bass here is split into 3 functional roles. One provides the foundation, one creates movement, and one adds width and texture. So the first one is Massive X, Chorus C, based on a preset but heavily distorted in filter. Strongly sidechained to the kick, but it holds low-end priority and forces the other bass layers to duck around it. Then we have JC303, it's a free WSD, a gliding bass, sliding from D to C and back to D. Almost no sub bass and low cut at 110 Hz. And Massive X, Forever 80s preset, white bass sound with a stereo enhancement, light distortion and limiting. Two additional bass sounds are introduced later and covered in their respective sections. To make this many bass layers coexist, the entire low end is built around priority-based sidechaining. So whenever Massive X Chorus is playing, it holds a low-end priority and the other bass layers are forced to duck around it. There is extensive ducking not only against the kick, but between the bass layers themselves. Later, when Icon Bass enters in verse 1, it becomes a new priority layer. So why the Q bands at 60 Hz and 2 kHz are sidechained, so that overlapping bass sounds duck automatically whenever Icon Bass is present. All basses and synth are routed to a group channel and ducked again by the kick about 6 to 8 dB with a short release time of 130 to 150 milliseconds. The percussion isn't about standout sounds, it's about density gradually increasing towards verse 1. I used several native instrument loops, Middle Eastern percussion, metal, bowls, textures, congas. All are routed into a group channel with a low cut at 120 Hz. The distinctive cup hit was recorded using my own coffee cup, mimicking a spoon dropping into a cup. For the swoosh effect I used Cubase test generator set to white noise, automated the volume and applied a 12 dB low cut at 2.8 kHz. Additional layers include tech house topping loops, hi-hat loops, offbeat hi-hats, and a damped drum fill appearing twice. The main drums consist of multiple snare layers, side sticks, and a kick that I left slightly brighter than the original for more punch. And the harmonic synths are intentionally subtle. Scene, Saffron Spring Stream, plays a soft lead melody. Then Utopia, diving deep, doubles the guitar chords. Both the guitars and the synths slowly open their filter cutoff throughout the section. In the second half, a new melody enters using glaze do low for distorted texture. And choir Omnia, altos A essential. There are also some risers which support the transition towards the next section. Initially, I used JC303, which I loved sonically, but its timing instability made it unusable. So I rebuilt the sound in Retrolog. So by the way, if you want to build a quick 303 in Retrolog, it's super easy. So you just need to follow these steps. Just pick one oscillator, sawtooth. Voice is mono. The retrigger is off. No glide. Resonance about 76. Cutoff 10.6 kHz. Tube distortion about 30%, takt time around about 300 milliseconds, decay 100%, sustain release 0%. Moving on to the amp section, attack release 0, decay and sustain 100%, matrix source filter envelope, destination cutoff, and depth approximately minus 55. Now the channel processing includes a 150 Hz low cut, vocal doubler, tube compression, duct delay, and the reverb. To introduce subtle variation, movement in the sound, I pushed it a little bit further by adding 3 modulators, 3 LFOs controlling the filter cutoff, distortion, and filter resonance. The section ends with a D sus chord synth swell using Massive X Afternoon Skyline. Here we have a preset called Ancient Traditions from the Synth Ignition Keys. It's playing fragments of the guitar arpeggio motif. And also from Utopia Synth, a preset called Blue Beauty, performing a fast 16th note pattern on G. So the filter opens continuously toward the end. And the final bass enters here. It's Massive X Elephant Stealth with reduced decay and evolving filter automation. The guitar switches arpeggios and plays this 8-bar structure: G minor, D minor, A minor, and B flat major. G minor, D minor, B minor, and D minor. Towards the end, the harmony evolves further. It's G minor, D minor, A major, B flat with F in the bass, A major with E in the bass, and the chord best described as E flat major with sharp 4. So the finale doesn't introduce the new theme, but it reshapes the harmony and textures to bring the piece to release. For the implementation, I used Utopia Heaven's Voice preset and Massive X the organ. They play A minor, A flat minor, and the 10th chord using a B flat and D, best described as D minor with a flat 6. The final synth, Massive X Crashed Nature, repeats the progression. And the white noise is pushed and automated, so the final chord resolves more softly. In the last section, both 303 lines return and Massive X and Elephant Stealth are hammering those 16th notes. Alright, and that's it for the breakdown of STUTHI by Sushin Shyam. If you have any questions, drop them in the comments. I read every single one. And see you in the next one. Bye bye.